Now next we are going to analyze the refraction at spherical surfaces. So till now we have seen the refraction through a plane surface. Now we can see what happens if two medium of different refractive indices are separated by a spherical surface and light enters through this spherical surface. So as we told, there are two medium 1 and medium 2, and the refractive index of medium 1 is n1 and medium 2 is n2, and we are having a spherical surface which separates these two media. Now this spherical surface is having a center which is marked here as C, and the radius of curvature of the spherical surface is taken as r. Now we are placing the object on the principal axis at a distance u from the pole of the spherical surface, and the light ray incidents on the spherical surface and undergoes refraction, and we obtain the image on the principal axis itself in the other medium. So this is the case that we are considering. So as you can see in the figure, the u marked here, which is the OM distance, is the object distance, and v, that is IM distance, is the image distance. Capital R, that is MC, is the radius of curvature, and n1 is taken as refractive index of first medium and n2 is taken as refractive index of second medium. At the point of incidence we have marked a normal, and the angle made by the incident ray with that normal is taken as I, the angle of incidence, and the angle between the refracted ray and the normal is taken as angle of refraction, which is marked as R here. Now we are going to find the relation between these parameters on analyzing the refraction process through a spherical surface. So as you can see, we can consider some triangles here. Now in our diagram we can see there is a triangle ONC. If we extend the normal touches the center of curvature on the principal axis, and we are obtaining a triangle here which is ONC, and the angle of incidence is the exterior angle of this triangle ONC. So this exterior angle of this triangle can be written as the sum of other two interior angles, that is the angle of incidence I can be written as sum of angles NOC and NCO. So the angle I can be written as angle NOC plus angle NCO. So we were discussing about the triangle ONC, where we saw that the angle of incidence can be taken as the exterior angle of this triangle. Now we are going to divide this triangle into two right angle triangle, that is by drawing a perpendicular from N to the principal axis, and the perpendicular line from N can be approximated to the aperture NM. If we can observe, we can approximate the length of the perpendicular line to the aperture NM. Using these two right angled triangle, that is triangle NOM and triangle NCM, we are going to find the angles angle NOC and angle NCO. Considering the right angle triangle NOM, from right angle triangle NOM we can write the angle NOM, which is the angle NOC itself, as tan of the angle NOM is equal to opposite by adjacent, that is NM divided by OM, and we know that OM is the object distance. Now considering the tan value of angle NCM, which is the angle NCO itself, we can write tan NCM as NM divided by MC, where MC is the radius of curvature. Therefore tan of NOM and tan of NCM is obtained. Tan angle NOM is equal to NM by OM, whereas tan of angle NCM is equal to NM by MC. So by analyzing the right angled triangle, triangle NMO and triangle NMC, we have obtained the tan value of the angles NOM and angle NCM, and we know that for small angles the tan value of angle is the angle itself. That is, tan theta can be approximated to theta for smaller angles. Therefore, tan of angle NOM can be approximated to angle NOM itself, and tan value of angle NCM can be approximated to angle NCM itself. Thus, the incident angle, angle I, which was the sum of angle NOM plus angle NCM, now can be written as NM by OM plus NM by MC. Now coming to angle of refraction. So as we consider the triangle NIC, we can see that angle of refraction R is one angle of the triangle, and we can write it as angle R is equal to the exterior angle minus the other base angle of the triangle. Here the exterior angle of this triangle is angle NCM. Therefore, angle NCM minus angle NIC is the angle of refraction. That is, we have to know the angle NCM. For that, we can consider the triangle NCM itself, that is the right angle triangle NCM, and from which we can write tan of NCM is equal to NM divided by MC. And when we consider the right angle triangle NMI, the larger right angle triangle, we can write tan of angle NIM is equal to NM divided by MI. So using these two right angle triangle, we can obtain the angles, angle NCM and angle NIM. So as we told, by considering the triangle NIC, we can write the angle of refraction, angle R, as exterior angle minus the other interior angle. That is, angle R is equal to angle NCM minus angle NIM. And by considering the right angled triangles, we have obtained tan of angle NCM as NM by MC, which can be approximated to angle NCM itself, because as we told, for smaller angles tan theta is approximated to theta itself. And similarly, tan value of angle NIM is equal to NM by MI, which can be approximated to angle NIM itself. Thus, for the equation of angle of refraction, angle R can be now written as angle R is equal to NM by MC minus NM by MI, and we can see that MC is the radius of curvature and MI is the image distance. Now we know that wherever refraction occurs, the second law is followed, that is the Snell's law, which states that sin I by sin R is equal to N2 by N1. And for smaller angles, sin theta is approximated to theta itself. Therefore, sin I can be approximated to I and sin R can be approximated to R. So, sin I by sin R can be simply written as I by R, which is equal to N2 by N1, and from which we can write N1 into I is equal to N2 into R. And we have already obtained angle I as Mn by OM plus Mn by MC, and angle R as Nm by MC minus Nm by Mi. Now on expanding the expression and rearranging, that is taking N1 and N2 into the bracket and doing some rearrangements, we can obtain N2 minus N1 into Mn by MC is equal to N1 into Mn by OM plus N2 into Mn by Mi. And throughout dividing by Mn in this expression, we can write N2 by N1 by MC is equal to N1 by OM plus N2 by Mi. As we told, MC is radius of curvature, OM is the distance which is taken as negative according to sign convention, and Mi is the image distance which is taken as V. By putting this, we can write N2 minus N1 by R is equal to minus N1 by U plus N2 by V, from which we obtain the relation N2 minus N1 by R is equal to N2 by V minus N1 by U. So this is the relation that we obtain between the parameters of the spherical surface and the refractive indices when light undergoes a refraction through a spherical surface. So this is the important result that we obtain.